from the St. Pete Times Forum. And take a look at the brackets earlier. Michigan State in a rout over Colorado. They've advanced to the second round. They'll meet the winner of this one between Florida and Sam Houston State. Big crowd expected here at the Forum. And they'll be well represented by Gator fans. Gainesville just down the road here from Tampa. And welcome everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spanarkel. Final game of the day here in Tampa for Florida. One of the strongest teams in the country earlier in the season. Back in February, they were ranked #1 for the first time in school history in the land. But they've struggled of late. 3 straight losses. So many options on offense. Matt Bonner, though, the experienced leader and the glue that keeps it all together.
Yeah, this is a team that has lost some games, but they've lost the tough competition. But you're right, Bonner's the guy who can do a lot of things. He's a tough guy to guard because it's 6'10", 240. He has the power down low, but also the ability to step away. He strokes the three-point stripe at about a 50% clip, so really deadly, a big factor in their offense, both inside and outside.
Sam Houston State making its first ever appearance in the NCAA Tournament, champions of the Southland Conference. This is a challenge. There will be a sea of orange throughout the night here with all the Florida rooters on hand. They've got 5 seniors, though, so this is an experienced team, and they've got the Conference Player of the Year in Donald Cole. If they're going to stay in this game, Donald Cole is going to have a big effort.
Absolutely. Averages about 18 points a game. He can go inside and outside. Here you see him knocking one back from long range in the Southland Tournament Championship game. The game winner, the tournament winner. But clearly this is a deep team for Sam Houston. They get a lot of guys playing, but they all have to participate and play well.
Bob Marlin, the Conference Coach of the Year in the Southland, his 5th season at Sam Houston State, guiding his team into the NCAA Tournament. He knows Billy Donovan, having coached in the SEC. An assistant at Alabama and at Marshall. Let's take a look at the starting lineups right now. For Sam Houston State, Cole, Freeman, Oliphant, Barlow, and Shannon. That's your starting 5. Florida has Bonner, talented freshman Matt Walsh, David Lee, improved sophomore, Anthony Roberson, another freshman, and the senior Justin Hamilton, the lead guard for Billy Donovan's team. His 9th year as a head coach at the Division I level, 2 years at Marshall, 5th appearance in the NCAA Tournament. He is 8-4 in tournament games, including an appearance in the NCAA Finals back in 2000. Jim Haney, Bernard Clinton, and J.D. Collins, your officiating crew here this evening. Florida in the white. And in state, they've been nearly unstoppable over the last 5 years. 78-7 when they play here in Florida, and 45-0 against non-conference opponents in this state.
And it's so important for Florida to get off to a good start. They've had some troubles with that earlier in the year. Get off to a good start and don't look ahead to the next part of this round 2 until you've taken care of business in round 1.
Ball is poked to the backcourt, and Robert Shannon controls it. Sam Houston State in the orange. They were 23-6 this season, 17-3 in the Southland Conference. On a kick out, Barlow knocks it down for 3.
Pretty good start just then. Playing in a road atmosphere. A team that should have some experience, as you touched on, but so important to get some rhythm in the first 2 or 3 minutes of a basketball game against a powerhouse like Florida.
Hamilton, a strong lead guard at 6'3", 225 pounds. Walsh will reset it. First minute of play from Tampa. 3-0. Sam Houston State, the 15 seed, and a turnover by the Gators.
Billy Donovan's squad has to come out and just be patient with the basketball. Not a real good set to get things started for them at their offensive end.
Oliphant gets a touch, looking for Cole on the inside. He's being guarded by Bonner. Overplayed with a double team coming from Lee, and they're forced to kick it outside to Shannon. Around the perimeter, Cole gets his first touch. Look. Swings it inside, it's blocked. Oliphant unable to get it off cleanly, and a personal foul called as Barlow was looking to come up with a loose ball.
Terrific defensive effort there by Hamilton to come from the high side all the way down to block that shot. But another good look there just by Cole to get rid of the basketball.
Tell you a little bit about Sam Houston State, nicknamed the Bearkats, and that's with a K. from Huntsville, Texas. Just under 13,000 enrollment. Bonner, air ball, Lee, foul call. Lee is headed to the free throw line. Tournament history, we told you, their first ever NCAA appearance. They got the automatic bid after defeating Stephen F. Austin 69-66 in overtime to win the Southland Conference Tournament.
One of the keys, too, is not being overwhelmed by Florida, especially early. You come out, a lot of times you have to look around and say, pinch yourself a little bit. Where are we? Should we be getting autographs from these guys? I don't think so. I think Bob Moreland's squad is ready to play basketball. They seem to be, enthusiastic yesterday and looking forward to tonight's basketball game.
David Lee, the lefty, knocks down a pair of free throws. Personal foul. Assessed to Jay Oliphant. And some pressure. Shannon.
Look at Bonner working defensively also.
Eddie Barlow racing ahead. You've got the backcourt of Shannon and Barlow. Both can handle the ball. Barlow was a 3-year point guard for this team before Shannon took over the duties as the on-the-court and off-the-court leader. Shannon handles it right now. He's met there by Hamilton. Shannon on a bounce. Cole against Bonner. Puts it on the floor. Conference Player of the Year. It rims out on a jump hook.
A little fake of the double team. Good patience, though, there by Cole to get his shot off.
Hamilton looks for an opening. And Walsh will reset it near midcourt. Walsh a three. And it's rebounded by Felton Freeman.
Sam Houston State not afraid to go up and down the floor if they have some opportunities. They really need to execute well and go to third, maybe fourth option sometimes against this Florida D.
Barlow fires, side rim, rebounded by Roberson. Bonner's been so good from three-point territory this season. Inside, Lee, able to get the deuce.
Sometimes undersized, but very athletic and very good around the hoop, especially with the left. Strong hand, positions himself fine underneath the basket.
He has scored all 4 Gator points. They lead by 1. On the outside, Freeman. Cole has been working that right block with the left hand. Donald Cole.
Interesting how Billy Donovan's squad has changed 3 times now. They've gone back and forth. They've double-teamed Cole twice to begin, and then they decided not to double-team him, and he's been very active to get to the middle of the lane.
Inside, Lee off a double. Hamilton. No good for 3. And it's rebounded by Cole. Walsh throws it off of Cole, but it's saved by Shannon. Coming in our direction in a backcourt violation as Barlow was unable to control it.
The fans starting to get involved. Here goes Lee, a little dip down, and uses that left to go up there. And basically here we see Cole doing the same thing, using the left hand to go across the middle of the lane. Florida was double teaming him early. Now they're letting defenders go one-on-one. Cole's very talented when he gets the ball down low in the blocks.
Florida opens up 1 of 4 from the field. Big Eddie Fobbs checks in for Sam Houston State. Count it. It's Lee. Pumps the fist. And he goes to the line for 3.
Great decision just then by Lee. Let the traffic go around you. Let the play develop. Be patient with the basketball and look for a seam. You see the players go. Here's 1. Here comes 2. Now look what happens. The whole seam opens up. He recognizes it. That's all built on the offense, letting it develop and not hurrying into the play.
And he had the strength to deal with the Cole hit. First foul on Cole. And now 7 points for Lee as he converts on the free throw.
Continue with Bonner to lead the front point of the press. Full court action. They fall back into their man-to-man.
Freeman against Walsh. Fobbs turning quickly, runs into a brick wall. Bonner's got the loose ball and a push called as Freeman was looking to scoop up the basketball.
Was Bonner ever quick to react? Watch him come in from this side right here. He bang, stands, maybe getting away with one because he was moving towards the offensive player. But really showing the Florida defense and the double teams when they come at you strongly. They're pretty strong and quick down low.
First foul on Freeman. 4th team foul against Sam Houston State. Roberson handles it, fires for Lee. Forced to give it up. kick out. Roberson knocks down the tray.
Fobbs was a factor defensively, forcing the ball out to the perimeter, but Florida really makes up for it.
Eddie Barlow will handle it. Here's the pressure. 3 Florida defenders are back.
Just really trying to rattle Sam Houston State to take a quick shot.
Freeman, high arcing delivery. Bonner can't grab it. Fobbs does for a 2-handed slam.
Good track there by Freeman. Felt that the shot was not going to go in and tracked it down pretty nicely to free it up.
10-7 Gators.
There's Bonner wide open.
Bonner jump hook. Count it.
Well executed. Once again, it's a body post up. Get yourself positioned and time it well, and then get your delivery and make your move.
Too high for Fobbs.
The press is getting Sam Houston State to play a little faster than what they want.
Frenetic pace for the Bearkats, and they trail 12-7. First half. Just about 5 minutes gone by here in Tampa, Florida. The 2 seed in the South leading 15th seeded Sam Houston State 12-7. From the St. Pete Times Forum. Brett Nelson checks into the game. We'll see his first action for Florida. And Nelson will handle it as he replaces Roberson. It was Nelson who was starting earlier in the season until Donovan made the decision to go with the freshman Roberson. 2-handed slam. David Lee has 9 points.
Well, the execution has been very well as the ball hits the backboard and kicks out of bounds, and Florida will regain the basketball.
A Bearcat turnover. They're 4th. They trail 14-7. Outside for Walsh. Being guarded tightly by Chris Jordan, who just checked into the game. Walsh loses his shoe. And it's still on the floor.
He's going to try to put it back on.
And they'll take a timeout. It's 14-7. 14:30 to go here in the first half. Florida with a 14-7 lead over Sam Houston State. Timeout taken for Matt Walsh to get his shoe back on. He lost it on the previous play, but David Lee with 9 points for the Gators. He has been a presence on the inside.
A very active start for Lee and for his teammates also, because I like the fact that Billy Donovan came out here trying to get his team into it right from the beginning by going full court. Keep the action, the pressure on defensively. What that does for you, it gets your body moving quickly, it gets your blood pumping. Next thing you know, you're doing well at the offensive end also.
Florida set a school record with 24 victories this season. They were 12-4 in the SEC, but a first-round loss to LSU in the conference tournament. Michigan State has already moved on with its win over Colorado, a convincing victory. And they are waiting to see who will be the opponent in the second round.
Tom Izzo's team really came out from the start of that basketball game and really played tough defense, and it continued for 40 straight minutes. And Colorado just could never get on track after that first 6 or 7 minutes of that ball game.
Well, for Sam Houston State, what a turnaround. Didn't qualify for the Southland Conference Tournament last season at 14-14. A year later, they're in the NCAA Tournament.
A journey to the Final Four. It might just start here on Daryl Newman's Drive.
Gators in front 14-7 over the Bearkats of Sam Houston State. Here from the St. Pete Times Forum in Tampa, Florida. 3 games earlier today. One of them went to overtime. Another came right down to the final moments. And in the third game, Michigan State handling Colorado with ease.
And Nelson wide open for a moment.
On a feed, Bonner rejected by Fobbs. Save for Florida, 6 seconds to shoot. Bonner for Walsh. Has to take a look at the clock. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Gets it off. And hits a 3.
Boy, does that ever give you a big-time lift. When the clock's expiring, fans get up and support. And look at the defense now. It's swarming. any kind of double team they can get. Whoa, watch out.
Walsh, the foul called as Eddie Fobbs was going strong to the hole.
Well, you see the shot clock working its way down. Now all of a sudden Walsh starts to retreat a little bit, not sure of the situation, then fires one up and bottom of the net.
A 7-0 run for Florida. Walsh, who scored 26 points in his collegiate debut against Louisiana Tech, his freshman season out of Holland, Pennsylvania. Fobbs good on the first free throw. 59% on the season. We'll get our first look at Christian Dreyer, the freshman from Denmark. And a change for Sam Houston State. Jason Stevenson seeing his first minutes of the night. Nelson handles it with Stevenson applying some pressure. Florida leads by 8. Near turnover, Nelson retrieves it near midcourt.
Nelson having a tough time right now trying to get the offense started.
Off the hands of Dreyer, not expecting the pass. And it's out of bounds. Anthony Roberson will check back in, replacing Justin Hamilton.
Far from a clean set for Florida just then at the offensive end of the floor.
Also a change for Sam Houston State. Marcus Evo, a freshman from Houston. He checks in and replaces Robert Shannon. Roderick Winters also on the floor now for the Bearkats. Here's Winters against Lee. The zone look from Florida. Stevenson pump fake.
Nice reaction there in the perimeter by Roberson, coming around the screen defensively.
Fobbs got caught in the air. And a jump ball possession arrow in favor of Florida.
At the bottom of the backboard also a factor on that play. Bob Mullen's squad having some troubles getting on track at the offensive end. It's a quick perimeter-oriented defense that Florida's throwing at them.
And the 5th Bearcat turnover. 7 minutes gone by here in the first half. 17-9 Florida. Roberson on a bounce inside. The cutter, Dreyer converts. Off the feet from Bonel Colas.
And a little roll to the basket started that entire series off just then. So a catch in traffic. Sam Houston State right now is a little perplexed as to how to get back into this basketball game down 10.
They trail by double digits. Stevenson trying to use the window, no good. And here is Roberson. Stop and go, Roberson. Zigzagging to the rim. And a foul call.
Ebo with the reach just then, but here's that bounce pass in traffic. You get the catch working for you, and then you're comfortable and give the basketball up. Nice interior work just then. Good passing into basketball, especially with Colas there.
So Colas showing his versatility. A pass from a 6'9", 205-pound junior. And now Roberson at the free throw line, the first ever Michigan native to play for the Gators. He's from Saginaw. 83% on the season. SEC Freshman of the Year. Lee will take a seat as Adrian Moss checks in. The redshirt freshman will man the middle. Roberson doesn't get the roll on the second attempt. Chris Jordan handles it on the outside. Ebo. Now Jordan with Dreyer there defensively. It's an 11-point disparity.
You see a little bit of the uncertainty right now. Here comes the lob, but that's not going to work. An errant pass.
Looking for Roderick Winters. And another Bearcat turnover. Nelson swings it down low. Off the back end by Colas. Pull-up pop. Moss rimming. No good. Colas tied up. And a good play by Ebo. Possession arrow to Sam Houston State. We'll step aside. 11:51 to go. First half here in Tampa. Take a look at our tournament summary. 6 power conferences are cleaning up 21-4. And the higher seeds are undefeated between the 1, 2, and 3 seeds. Lowest seed to advance, a 13.
Oh, we still have a long way to go with this one, though. In the NCAAs, there'll be teams that'll get knocked around. I think this is going to be a fun tournament because there's some of those seeds, especially the number ones, have to be careful.
First foul called on Anthony Roberson. Speaking of number ones, Billy Donovan felt before the SEC tournament began, he told us he still thought his team had a chance at a number one seed if they had a good showing. But they lost to LSU in the first round. They got a 2 seed, and some people felt that was even too high considering the 3 losses to end the season. Acceleration, Chris Jordan, and contact underneath. Jordan is headed to the free throw line as Colas took the hit.
Chris Jordan was a man with a mission just then. Coming off that timeout, the instructions were to go towards the basket, and he did just that, powering his way through the middle of the floor.
They give the foul to Adrian Moss. And here is Jordan, redshirt freshman out of Hitchcock, Texas. Every player on this team is from the state of Texas other than point guard Robert Shannon, who hails from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So Bob Marlin has been able to find some fairly local products. Jordan misses on the second attempt after missing the first. And it's still an 11-point Florida cushion.
And Marlin gets them to buy into his system, and they all play hard. That's one thing that I tip your hat to them early on right now. A little oversized and overmanned.
Nelson a 3. It's been a tough shooting season for Brett Nelson, but Billy Donovan told us he's handled it well and accepted his role now coming off the bench. He's been a good leader for this Gator team.
One of the toughest decisions Donovan had to make in his coaching career.
Stevenson drains the jumper from the side.
He knew how much Nelson wanted to play this year. He was hoping that he had a great year. Downtown again.
Long 3 doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Stevenson. Nelson thought he had a rhythm. Jumper, Jordan, no. Tipped out to Roberson. Florida looking to run.
Good decision right there by Roberson. Nothing on the break. Transition defense pretty good by Sam Houston State. Set it up and work and execute a little bit at the half-court set against the zone.
And the Gators lead at 23-11. Dreyer feeding for the Moss J. Adrian Moss. He originally signed with Southwest Texas State back in 1999. Ultimately ended up with the Gators.
Collisions all over the place this set.
Stevenson takes the opening. 2 Gator defenders and a blocking foul as the help defense came from Colas. Colas picks up his first foul off the Stevenson drive.
Yeah, pretty good decision there by Stevenson. He kind of relaxed a little bit with the basketball. Got some of the defenders to lock their knees a bit and then started to drive towards the basket again.
That's the 14th foul on Florida. Donald Cole back on the floor for the Bearcats. Pump fake, Shannon. Off the rim, no good.
They may have detected Shannon just then juggling the basketball a little bit in flight, looking for a block shot. When you're thinking about your shot getting blocked, it's not going to go through the hoop, that's for sure.
Brett Nelson seeing extended minutes here in the first half of Florida. Dreyer thought about it. Instead, Roberson. A little too much on that long distance jumper.
Good extra pass, though. Unselfish basketball by Florida.
Jumper from Cole is good, a 3. Donald Cole shoots it at 39% from behind the arc.
And he's got that ability to come inside when he needs to. We saw that early on in this game, but also clearly that ability to step out and shoot the basketball and extend the defense.
Cole hit the game-winning 3 in overtime to get the Bearcats into their first ever NCAA tournament in the conference finals against Stephen F. Austin. Get complete NCAA tournament coverage with live updated brackets and the latest developments on the road to the Final Four. It's all at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
3-second violation. Ball will go the other way.
Handling the pressure, Sam Houston State brings it across. Cole, pump fake. Nelson gets a piece of it and strips him of the ball. Nelson.
May have gotten away with an extra step just then going up the ladder.
Dreyer feeds the post. Lee. Drop step, kick out. Ball movement. And traveling called on Nelson. got away with the first one, and that one looked to be a little more kosher than the first.
And Billy Donovan's team, though, in the half-court sets, not happy with the call, but the passing of the basketball, very crisp, keeping it alive, not too many extra dribbles except for a purpose.
Shannon moves it ahead. Here's Cole, extra feed, and it's Freeman with a bank shot.
Cole with a good recognition along the baseline. He was open for a split second longer, a little late getting the delivery to him, but made something happen with it.
Roberson pulls the trigger.
Will not count.
Wave it off as it hit the top of the backboard and appeared to have bounced off the shot clock as well.
Sure did. Top of the backboard is in. Shot clock is not.
Florida 25, Sam Houston State 16 with 8:31 to go here in the first half. Having a tough time getting it in. Oliphant finally does to Shannon. Double team comes. Shannon gave up his dribble. Needs some help. Stevenson brings it across. Stevenson on the attack. Little wiener doesn't go for Cole.
Stevenson is doing a nice job of getting the ball into the middle of the paint.
Nelson, no good for three. A lot of contact, and it's going the other way. Offensive foul on Felton Freeman. That's his second.
Yeah, Sam Houston State is showing that they're not afraid to go up and down the floor. It's just those decisions have to be better, especially in the wide open, up and down style that they're deciding to play. You just have to make sure of where you're going on the floor, because Florida has pretty good transition defense. You got to take your spots.
Floater doesn't go for Lee. Pushing tempo again. Here come the Bearkats. Cole, a jump shot. Fading away a three. That's a confident ball player.
Well, not only confident, but also fairly impressive, as you touched on. Fading away a little bit with the long range and the strength to get it over the defender.
An 8-0 run for Sam Houston State. Nelson on the outside, swings it to Walsh. Bonner with a touch pass.
Bonner may have to take that ball and turn to the goal. There it is, better job. They got a little step though.
Traveling called on Matt Bonner, another Florida turnover. Fifth Florida turnover. Sam Houston State hanging around against the Gators. Game summary, numbers are fairly close with Florida leading it by 6. Fast break points. Sam Houston State has been able to keep pace with the Gators. And they are currently on an 8-0 run with 7:12 to go here in the first half. Bearkats basketball. Shannon being guarded by Hamilton. Here's Cole putting it on the floor. Towards the rim. Oliphant out of bounds, and Sam Houston State will hold on to it.
Cole is starting to pull Bonner out on the floor to guard him defensively after hitting a couple of long-range shots. And that allows Cole to put the ball on the floor to make some things happen going towards the basket.
Eddie Barlow back in there. Here's Shannon's jumper. Three-pointer, no. And it's rebounded by Walsh for Florida. Touch pass ahead. Through the hands of Oliphant. Didn't touch him. Out of bounds.
And it was questionable, too. Jim Haney right on the call, though. He had the best look in the house at that particular play. Thought for sure, right? You look up. Looks like one you should be able to catch. It goes right through his hands. A good time to miss one.
Florida, last 6 trips. 0 for 4 shooting, 2 turnovers. Deflected by Lee. And the Bearkats turn it over. Roberson will handle it. 6:25 remaining, first half.
A little matchup defense right now for Sam Houston State.
Walsh will put it on the floor. Hamilton's three, no. And rebounded by Cole.
Good job in traffic just then. A lot of orange shirts underneath the glass. Good boxing out.
Shannon looking to break down the defense. Did he carry it? No call. That's what the fans here wanted to see.
It was very, very close, wasn't it?
Jordan looks to the inside. Cole is battling for position with Lee.
Cole wants the basketball, just can't get the spacing.
Jordan along the baseline, out of bounds. The shot from Barlow will not count. As Jordan tried to walk that tightrope near the rim. 10th turnover. Walsh takes a seat for Florida. He's replaced by Christian Dreyer. Hamilton calls out a play. Lee. Untouched for a big finish.
And a reverse on top of that.
Jordan trying to beat Florida down the floor, and a foul called as Jordan went hard to the hole.
You talk about opening a seam and then reversing. Well done by Lee along the baseline, taking advantage of the sleeping Sam Houston State defense. Convincing finish.
Last few weeks of the season, David Lee has really stood out for the Florida Gators. Dreyer picks up the foul on the defensive end as Jordan, a 79% shooter, hits the first. 27-20, Florida leads it. Eddie Fobbs back in for Sam Houston State. Donald Cole will get a rest. Another free throw coming for Jordan. He has given Bob Marlin some bench offense, and you can see that he trusts his redshirt freshman, seeing major minutes in this first half.
Well, Marlin's not afraid to use the bench, as we've seen already. A bunch of guys will play 9-10 minutes or more per game.
Bonner launches a three, and rebounded by Fobbs, the tallest player on the court.
Pretty good spacing this trip down the floor, just not good execution decisions with the passes.
Too high. Shannon looking for Jordan along that baseline.
And Bob Marlin's team is getting down the floor, and they're getting to pretty good spots. It's just the decisions with the basketball are not very good in terms of the passing.
Timeout with 5:08 to go until halftime. The Gators lead by 6. Florida in front 27-21 over Sam Houston State. Tuesday on CBS, join superstar Celine Dion when she teams up with the creative genius behind Cirque du Soleil. A spectacular all-new live special. Justin Timberlake is your host for Celine in Las Vegas. Opening night live Tuesday, CBS, right here on America's Most Watched Network. Florida 9 of 15 to open action, just 1 of its last 7 from the field. Lee outside, Dreyer's three, high arcing delivery. Lee offensive rebound, and Fobbs there defensively. It's out of bounds. Florida will hold on to it.
Fobbs not even leaving the floor that trip, just showing his size and the length of his arms, standing there with them straight up. And Florida just cannot get back into the rhythm offensively.
Fobbs, the all-time leader in block shots in Bearkats history. Plenty of time to work with on the shot clock.
And still in a matchup zone right now.
Dreyer inside for Lee. Leaner.
That's going to count, but that's pretty impressive by Fobbs.
Second man in, Fobbs. It's goaltending. 13 first half points for David Lee.
Well, this ball is clearly coming down, and take a couple of minutes to go find that basketball. He's swatted that one so quickly and so far off the court. A pretty good show, but doesn't really add up to anything.
Oliphant gives up his dribble.
Good diagonal pass.
But an air ball from Shannon. That won't go down for Jordan.
Unfortunate for Sam Houston State. The Oliphant made 2 nice passes.
And Dreyer took his eye off the ball just for a moment. Out of bounds.
Both teams a little uncertain with the basketball in their transition sets.
Donald Cole back in for Sam Houston State.
Watch this recognition right here. Over the top. Oh, that's just a terrific look. Jordan just could not put the basketball down for them.
Gators 29, Bearkats 21, and even 4 minutes to go here in the first half from Tampa. Barlow comes to the ball. Eddie Fobbs, a monster finish.
A set play also coming around the corner on the curl up top. And Barlow going through the lane with a little alley-oop pass off the dribble.
Dreyer way outside. Sam Houston State back to within 6. Roberson, 15 to shoot, makes his move for a pull-up jump. It hung up there, but Cole able to rebound it.
It died on the rim, didn't in the back rim. It just fell off to the right. Sam Houston State building a little momentum and a little confidence all at once.
Shannon calls out a play. Just over 3 minutes to go. The 15th seed trailing the number 2 seed in the South. Florida 29-23. Barlow zigzagging. Runner. No. Fobbs almost dunked it in off the follow. Taking it inside. Jordan tracks it down.
And Fobbs is active down low, and he really loves to crash the offensive glass. Here
Cole, the running one-hander. Hamilton the other way. Taking it the distance, and a foul called as he was met by Barlow near the rim.
Sam Houston goes across. Now watch from this side over here. Bonner steps up. The defenders both step up, leaving the baseline wide open. And boy, do they go over the top with a beautifully designed set play.
7th team foul against the Bearkats sends Justin Hamilton to the free throw line. Barlow just picked up his 2nd personal. Hamilton, a 75% shooter. An impressive vertical leap of 38 inches. And an excellent man-to-man defender. One thing Billy Donovan told us, Hamilton recognizes that you don't have to score to have a bearing on the outcome of a game. He'll do all the little things for this Florida team. He's averaging just under 8 points per game, and that's his first point of the night.
Yeah, he's simply the glue that holds everything together at the defensive end. Being willing to sacrifice the body and the points for the team.
We'll take a break. Florida 31, Sam Houston State 23. Florida with an 8-point lead, and a reminder that coming up, singular at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg will get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores and highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the 2003 NCAA Tournament. That's coming up on Singular at the half. 2.5 remaining here until we hit the break. Florida 31, Sam Houston State 23. Bearkats basketball. Chris Jordan, the freshman.
Oh, he stepped out. Good call.
Along the sideline, Jordan turns it over for Sam Houston State. Largest lead of the night so far has been 14 for Florida, 25-11. Sam Houston State able to handle that first Gator wave, and now Florida has been a little bit out of sorts on the offensive end. Bonner a back in. Little hook. No good. Cole the rebound.
The presence of Fobbs and defensively. Bonner taking an extra look.
Donald Cole down the lane.
Fobbs go there.
He just goes to the rim with reckless abandon, but he was unable to follow it.
Nice little bounce pass there by Walsh to get it out of traffic.
Bonner lines it up and hits a 3. Bonner from long range. Florida 34, Sam Houston State 23. A minute 25 to go here in the first half. Stevenson's jump shot won't go. And now Florida seems to be getting its rhythm back after about a 5-6 minute stretch where they were searching a bit on the offensive end.
Clearly at the beginning of this game they came out pretty comfortable in going after it and using their options on the offensive end. Good job again by Fobbs defensively to be a factor.
Bonner able to save it off his miss. Nelson thought about it. Shot clock at 13. Drops it inside. Lee puts it in and one.
The offensive set from Florida just then, not one of their best, but the delivery again with Nelson getting into the middle of the lane and Lee going after it once again. And the enthusiasm, the energy level, trying to pick it up right at the end of the half.
Second foul on Donald Cole, the best player for Sam Houston State, averaging 17.6 points per game. Lee has been the best player for Florida here tonight. 15 points. Great effort by Bonner, and they knocked it off of Sam Houston State out of bounds.
Never thought Bonner had a chance to get that basketball just then, or get to it. A terrific effort by Bonner.
It's a 7-0 Florida run with 56.5 seconds left first half. David Lee is 6 of 7 from the field for the Gators. The rest of his team is a combined 7 of 22. Under a minute to go, first half. Walsh. Colas on a bounce for Nelson. Bonner comes to the ball.
Pretty good activity away from the basketball, too, for Florida this possession.
Hamilton swings it. Colas to the rim for a throwdown.
Keep moving without the basketball like that. You're going to get defenders out of spots on the floor, and the challenges will be there. Nice delivery there by Colas.
And the largest lead of the night for the Gators, a 9-0 run.
A good way to end the half also on a good run like this.
Bearkats can hold for one. There's a half-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Jordan takes it to the rim, and he's pushed. The 6th team foul against Florida.
You know, there's the spacing. You use the basketball, you deliver the goods. Down low, Colas going along the baseline, but that's the byproduct of good passing, good unselfish play by Florida, keeping the ball off the floor.
14.7 on the clock. Nelson goes up trying to get it, and a foul called as he collided with Chris Jordan. Now, Sam Houston State is in the bonus. 17th foul against the Gators. Jordan to the free throw line, a 79% shooter. Bob Marlin told us yesterday they had 3 goals coming into the season. To win the conference regular season title, they did it. To win the postseason tournament, they did. To get an NCAA bid, obviously, and to win a game, which is now the challenge that they face against the number 2 seed in the South.
They will have to regroup at halftime against Billy Donovan's squad, who I would think if you ask Billy Donovan right now, is he totally happy with the way his team is playing? I bet you he would say in about 8 or 9 minutes of this half, he's been very happy with their execution at the offensive end, but for the most part, not really.
Jordan missing on the 2nd attempt, but Sam Houston State controls the rebound. 6 seconds to go in the half. Shannon, 3 seconds left. Takes a look at the clock. Shannon to the rim, scoops it. No good. And that's how the first half will end. David Lee, big first half for Florida. They lead it 38-24 at the break here in Tampa. There were some shaky moments for the Gators, but they regrouped over the final 4 or 5 minutes of this first half, and they have the 14-point lead. Let's go to Darren Horton.
All right, Ian, we have Billy Donovan here, a 9-1 run to close out the first half. You happy with the way your team's playing?
Well, you know, I think we had some open looks we did not knock down, and obviously a large part of our team is a three-point line, but our front court guys have got to do a better job in around the basket, finishing some plays, and they were able to do that to close the half out to give us a lead.
Thank you very much, Coach. Ian, back to you.
End of the first half, Florida 38, Sam Houston State 24. CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after a message and a word from your local state.
Couple of half times, couple of games in progress, and some terrific tournament action going on. Stay with us. We'll take you to it all.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game.
Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Gumbel. Welcome once again to our New York studios and to Singular at the Half. We're at halftime of the game between Sam Houston State and Florida. I'm joined by Clark Kellogg, and the Gators are leading it by a score of 38-24.
David Lee had a big first half, 15 points. He's too long and too strong for Sam Houston State in the paint in that first half.
And the Gators, not bad, playing pretty close to home down in Tampa, Florida. They are leading it 38-24. In Nashville, UNC Wilmington Seahawks just went to halftime, and Maryland and UNC are at the break. Take a look at the highlights off the miss. Jamar Smith will follow with the big dunk.
With the follow, good call. Then UNC Wilmington's Beckham Wyrick knocks it down.
And
Seahawks were up 4.
Right now, Maryland is a 46-41 leader at the break. The Terps looking for their 20th win of the season. They are the defending champions and playing in the red jerseys instead of the white jerseys because a couple of their white jerseys have been stolen. The UNC Wilmington Seahawks have been in the white jerseys, but Maryland started slowly in this game, had to find their rhythm and their movement.
They did. When you talk about Maryland struggling in the first half, I thought they were a little impatient offensively. Once they settled down and started moving the ball, they got better shots and got back in control of the game.
All right, Clark, and the winner of this game will meet Xavier on Sunday. In Boston, Alabama and Indiana. Take a look at the first half here. Alabama's Maurice Williams with the screen, hits the open jumper from the foul line, and the Tide lead by 1.
And then Indiana's Jeff Newton kicks it out to Tom Coverdale. Alabama's lead only 2. Coverdale this time going to find Newton, who's all alone inside. 2016 Alabama.
And then watch Erwin Dudley hustle for Antoine Petway's miss on his second try. He'll get the ball to drop for 2 and the foul, and the Tide led by 3 at that point. They've expanded on that. At halftime, the Crimson Tide lead Indiana by a score of 35-24. And much like what we were talking about a few moments ago, Alabama seemed to just hit a second gear somewhere in the first half.
Well, they took advantage of Erwin Dudley in the paint. They got extra shots. He's almost got a double-double in the first half, and that's the difference in the ballgame right now.
All right, Clark, in Birmingham, Bulldogs are doing battle. Butler and Mississippi State, the only game that is in action right now. Everybody else is at halftime, and they're coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. Let's send you there live and join Craig Bolerjack and Dan Bonner.
But still with the lead of 4. 2:14 left here in Birmingham in the first half. Butler and Mississippi State. It's a 4-point game. And Butler opened up, Dan, a 12-3 lead on Mississippi State. Miller, deep.
Wow. You got to get out of that screen. That's 2 in a row now that Miller has hit from that range. They missed about 5 threes in a row, and now all of a sudden they come in streaks, as we said before. Now they've made a couple in succession.
Now, you mentioned he had the flu during the Horizon League tournament. I think we can declare him healthy. Frazier, answers back. A deep 3. Brandon. Winsome Frazier with 2 3-pointers. In Birmingham, clock ticking down to just a little over a minute left in this first half. Butler 26, Mississippi State 22. It's been a barrage of threes of late. Bowers picks up the foul for Mississippi State. Into the free throw line goes Brandon Miller, who has been dialing up from way out.
He's got Butler's last 8 points. You can see he's an 81% free throw shooter. He's really taken over this game.
Got the bounce and coming up on singular at the half. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg. Been a busy, long day, but we'll get you updated on all the tournament news, all the scores, and the highlights, plus a live look at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's coming up on singular at the half. Miller in double figures with 10. And a timeout. The lead now for Butler is 6. With 1:17 before half. We checked the game summary, 28-22 Butler. You see that Butler has hit 4 threes, but Dan, they've taken care of the ball very well. Only 2 turnovers.
Well, and I think those 2 turnovers, that's significant. Keep in mind, though, that Butler, 3rd in the country, they only turn it over about 10 times a game. And Brandon Miller has been really good today. 3 of 6 shooting overall. Takes the 3, then drives to the basket. That's a great move right there. Then knocks down another 3. 2 of 4 from beyond the three-point arc. 10 points, 3 assists. He has really keyed this Butler surge here in the first half.
And Dan, here's something to think about. Anytime Miller goes to double figures and he's at 10, Butler is 52 and 10 all time. Bowers drives at the minute mark, hits the 3 ball.
Bowers is a 42% shooter from 3-point range.
A big 3. 6 points for Bowers. That trims the lead 2-3. Under a minute left. Clock running. Miller. Avery Sheets is in.
Big possession for Butler, I think.
8 on the shot. Miller drives, little head fake, hangs on that pivot foot, tied up. Loose ball picked up, Mississippi State, and then Lightfoot races down the court, and then the official says it was last touch by Mississippi State.
Boy, let's take a look at it here. This is great hustle by Lightfoot. Did you see that hit Frazier's leg?
From that angle, difficult to pick up. I'll tell you, the speed of both players a bit blurry. How about that for getting off the hook? Right there.
Well, from that angle, it looks like it did, but from the other angle, it didn't look like it was anywhere close.
Mississippi State, remember this one too, 0-4 when they trail at the half. They're down 3. Butler with the basketball. Miller has 4 ticks. He has 3 from long range. Didn't even hit iron, and the shot at the buzzer will not count. Butler 21-1, Dan, this season when they lead at the half.
So there's your halftime score. Butler, feeling they were wrongfully excluded from this tournament a year ago, trying to make the most of it this time around. They lead Mississippi State by 3 at halftime. Earlier in our Singular fan poll, we asked, what's been the best finish to a tournament game so far? And almost 80% picked yesterday's 76-74 overtime victory by Cal over NC State. Keep watching for more Singular Wireless fan poll questions. We have a big day on tap for you tomorrow, quadruple header, and it all begins at noon Eastern time with the road to the Final Four. In our first tier of games, well, one game you will see number 5, Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish taking on number 4, Illinois. Tip time is 1:10 from Indianapolis. Our second tier of game features number 4, Stanford against number 5, UConn, and 3rd seed Marquette will also play. And then tier number 3, game 3 of the day, has top seeds Oklahoma and Arizona in action, as well as number 5 seed Wisconsin out of the Midwest. And then wrap things up with a couple of 8 o'clock starts. Arizona against number 2 Kansas, and Central Michigan against 3rd seed Duke 10 minutes later. Thank you for joining us here on Singular at the Half. We'll send you back for the second half of action right after this.
CBA Sports presents Singular at the Half. Singular's wireless polling allows you to get into the game. It's exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship. Is sponsored by GM Goodwrench, Taco Bell, the United States Army, and by Pontiac.
Getting ready for the start of the second half here in Tampa, Florida, with a 38-24 lead over Sam Houston State. Welcome back, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spinarco. First time in school history, Florida has been seeded at a number 2, and there is that chance that you get caught looking ahead a bit. Have you sensed that in the first half at all?
I think there were a couple of moments, 5 or 10 minutes there where they did not play consistent basketball, but I think one of Billy Donovan's missions at half will be to get his team to really focus on 20 minutes of consistent basketball compared to that first half where they had some problems for about 6 or 7 minutes.
Sam Houston State gave Florida something to think about over a stretch in that first half, but it was the Gators who finished the half strong as we take a look at the halftime numbers.
And you have to focus on that field goal percentage, obviously, with Florida at 47%. Only 7 turnovers, but points in the paint. That's where they're showing their size, the ability to get the ball down low with 18-8. And you look up, and that's pretty much a differential in the scoreboard.
David Lee, tremendous first half of basketball for the Gators center. The sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. McDonald's All-American coming out of high school. Chaminade Prep, 15 points on 6 of 7 from the field, and the Gators have the ball to start play here in the second half from the St. Pete Times Forum. Bonner's 3, short. Lee, offensive rebound, and puts it in.
Cole actually pushed him away from the basket pretty far just then on that shot. And Lee, just as he was in the beginning of this basketball game, very, very active off the glass in particular there.
And Florida has its largest lead of the night, 40-24. On a drive by Barlow, gives up his dribble. Freeman. Down low. Cole looking for help. Shot clock at 7.
Double teaming Cole, forcing him to dribble away from the hoop.
Freeman going in the wrong direction. Now takes it to the hoop. Side rim. Bonner has the defensive board. And the Bearkats have now missed their last 8 shots in a row. Walsh using the Bonner screen at 3. Offensive rebound to Hamilton.
A little bit of size just then, and Hamilton really using the footwork to get position on the offensive glass. Pretty good spacing so far for Florida at the offensive end, which allows them to get to the glass on the offense.
Hamilton swings it. Lee with a two-handed slam.
The activity away from the basketball so good for Lee, and that ability to put the basketball down once and really attack with it.
David Lee has 19 points, 8 of 9 from the field, and an offensive foul called on Oliphant.
You see the little roll to the hoop, take it strongly with one dribble and deliver the goods. Beautifully done. You bring 2 defenders and you wait until they both commit and then you deliver. Clearly Lee is having his way out there at Sam Houston State.
And it's 42-24, Florida. Lee feeds it inside. Hamilton cutting towards the goal.
Little isolation on Barlow down there, taking advantage of the size and strength of Hamilton. And Florida comes out really executing at the half court very well in the first couple of minutes here.
Jump shot for Freeman. It rims in for 3. And a timeout with 17:52 to go in regulation. Florida has the big lead. Florida 44, Sam Houston State 27. Action from the South region. This is first round play. Elsewhere in the South, Texas has moved on. And Purdue really stuck it to LSU. UConn a winner over BYU. And Stanford took care of San Diego. Bottom part of the draw, Xavier has advanced. Maryland in a tight one against UNC Wilmington. And of course Michigan State here in Tampa earlier this evening.
Lob upstairs.
And the finish by Hamilton.
Once again, the half-court sets. The timing pretty good. The screens have been very good for Florida in their half-court sets.
Now, one thing's become abundantly clear. When Fobbs is not on the floor, Florida is very comfortable going towards the rim.
Absolutely, in their sets. You see screens away, you see ball movement away from the basketball and going opposite of where the lob's going. So you clear out the power side, the side that you're going to attack on, and good movement away to take it to the weak side.
Hamilton called on the foul, his first. Jumper by Cole off the mark. And out of bounds, it's going the other way. Gators with a 46-27 lead over the Sam Houston State Bearkats in their first ever appearance in the NCAA Tournament. They appeared in one Division II tournament back in 1986, lost in the first round at Delta State.
And Freeman with the touch foul as Walsh crossed half court.
The highest Division I win total in school history when they went 23-6 this season under fifth-year head coach Bob Marlin. But right now they're dealing with a different level of competition. Here's Lee. Double team comes.
Willing to make the extra pass.
Nelson catch and shoot for 3. If he can be a contributor in this NCAA tournament, who knows how dangerous this Gator team can be.
It gives them an extra piece and another bit of ammunition where they can really attack from long range.
And a foul call.
But it's also the ability to pass the basketball and make the extra pass, which gives Nelson the time to get his shot off. But you're absolutely right, Ian. If he can give them a lift and really give them confidence coming off the bench, it really becomes a tool in the sets, especially at half court.
First foul on Robert Shannon. 2-point advantage for Florida. Lee on a kick out. Walsh. Outside, Lee's jumper. No good. And Oliphant with the rebound. Florida outscoring the Bearcats 11-3 here in the second half. 16 minutes remaining.
Every time Cole touches that basketball, there's a second guy and another body running at him.
And Barlow loses the ball. It's a jump situation where Sam Houston State will control it. Possession arrow in their favor. Timeout. Florida with a 49-27 lead over Sam Houston State. We are in the second half here in Tampa, and you can follow each game of the NCAA Tournament right on the internet. For more information on how you can watch March Madness from your computer, just go to ncaasports.com. Billy Donovan's father, William Donovan, sitting by the Florida radio crew. Normally he sits right by the Gators bench. He's getting a little different perspective here tonight. After the timeout, jumper doesn't go for Barlow, and Walsh comes up with a loose ball for Florida. Sam Houston State is at 27% from the field. Meanwhile, Florida shooting it at 50%. Nelson, ball fake, runner, no. And rebound snatched by Cole.
Important for Florida right now not to lose their focus. Where are they defensively right now?
Shannon looking to go coast to coast, and he goes down to the floor.
He thought he was hit on the drive. I thought so also.
Hamilton, a three.
Good spacing on the floor for the Gators, coming down in a hurry again, blitzing down the floor.
52-27, 9 points for Hamilton. Cole trying to use the glass.
Even the guards are contesting shots. That was Hamilton.
Lee catches in traffic and rejected there by Cole. But a lot of one and done situations for the Bearcats. That jump shot goes through as Barlow is able to connect. And the foul, a chance for 4. A three-pointer. And he's going to the free throw line.
As Nelson went by him, his hand looked as if he was going to try to go for a block, and at the last moment here he reached out, grabs the hand, and nothing but the bottom there. So an opportunity for a rare 4-point play.
Eddie Barlow, the senior, led the conference in assists 2 years ago when he was starting at point guard. And the first points he's put on the board since he opened the game with a three-pointer for Sam Houston State. And now Bob Marlin will go with an entire second unit. 5 new players check in for the Bearcats.
A hockey line change, huh? We'll see what happens if they can pump a little enthusiasm onto the floor.
52-31. Polis. Outside, Nelson.
Florida's been very good in this half. Nobody's really tracking down any shots. They're very unselfish with the basketball.
Hamilton, air ball. And the rebound to Eddie Fobbs. Here's Chris Jordan pushing it across. He's picked up by Walsh. Bearcats down by 21. Ball fake, Winters, and a push. Stops the clock with 14:02 remaining, second half. And the personal foul on Bonell Polis. That's his second. Here's Roberson back in. Hamilton will head to the bench. Get it to the outside, and Jordan. Marcus Ebo, another freshman, in there for the Bearcats. Stevenson, a three. Grazes the rim. Nelson ahead for Roberson. Swings it. Nelson pulls the trigger and converts on a three.
Your point is well taken from before. If Nelson can get that rhythm, and he's starting to look like he's got a confident body and a lift it to his shot, major difference for the Gators.
Third three-pointer of the night for Brett Nelson, one of the best players to ever come out of the state of West Virginia. Stevenson able to get the bucket. And it's 55-33. Gators.
Look at the spacing on the floor at the half-court sets. Having the ability for Bonner to come out and be a release, a guy who can shoot it from long range.
Here's Nelson, short.
Not sure about that one. That one right there may have been one of those shots that takes you out of your game.
Roderick Winters going the other way. Bonner hands to Nelson.
You got the sense the last time down they were trying to get Nelson that shot to keep his confidence level going, but maybe a little bit of a force and a little too quick.
Matt Walsh just threw one up from long distance. It went through, got a chuckle from the crowd. Gators are comfortably in front with 12:40 to go here in the second half. And coming up Wednesday here on CBS, Survivor, a special night and a surprise twist is about to blow the game wide open. Don't miss an exciting all-new Survivor on a special night Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
And Sam Houston State coming back out with the zone defense.
And Walsh bangs in a three.
The outside shot. Billy Donovan knows that his team really loves to shoot the ball from long range. That's how he used to play it. That's how his teams play it. And when they're putting shots in from long range, they're a difficult team to contend with.
Matt Bonner is a guy that can shoot it from long range. Matt Walsh can do it as well. Roberson, Hamilton. So many options on the offensive end from the perimeter. No look feed, and Fobbs can't finish. Goes down on his stomach.
And loses his shoe to boot.
Bonner, no good for three. Almost a turnover for Ebo. Sam Houston State averages 73.5 points per game. They've got 33 right now with just under 12 minutes to go.
Well, they're finding how difficult it is to score against a very active Florida defense, one that really rotates well from the weak side to the strong side. And just every shot is contested.
Runner by Ebo, no good. Offensive rebound, Winters, and a foul called.
Well, and you get the opportunities. And Fobbs going up for it, misses the shot, ends up down, losing his shoe. A lot of things going wrong that trip for Fobbs.
They are 11 of 41 from the field. That's 26%. Winters is a 40% free throw shooter. Junior from Orange, Texas. He was a spot starter for this team last year. Great vertical leap. As Hamilton comes back on, as does Christian Dreyer. And Roberson will get a rest. Another free throw for Winters. And it rolls out. A lot of spin on that attempt.
Interesting how it was going right to left and around in a circle like that. You don't see that too often.
It's a knuckler.
And it indicates you don't have the correct spin on it.
58-33. Skip pass to the corner. And a 3-second call. Bonell Colas in the lane. And a timeout. 11:02 left to go. Florida up big. Florida 58, Sam Houston State 33. Darren Horton standing by with a popular Gator of a different sort. Darren.
You hit that one right on the head, Ian. This is Rex Grossman, the talented quarterback for the Gators. And first of all, I know you grew up in Indiana, obviously a huge college basketball fan.
Yeah, I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, watching Indiana score. I think it's tied right now, 43-43 last time I saw it, but I'm a big Hoosier basketball fan, but you know, the Gators got this one, down, so I'm looking at the scoreboard, watching the IU score.
Do you have any idea where you're going to go in the NFL draft?
I have no idea. I'm just, we had our last workout on Wednesday. Now I'm just going to sit back and wait until April 26th is the draft, so I'm just going to wait back and see what happens.
Well, hopefully we will see a lot of you on the NFL on CBS. Rex Grossman, guys, let's send things back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Darren. And looks like he's Angling for Greg Gumbel's job. He's given us scoring updates of the Indiana game with Alabama.
Scoreboard watching, huh?
And he's right. They are tied at 49.
And he was right that the Gators have this one under control.
Roderick Winters with the two-handed jam, his first 2 of the night. For Sam Houston State, 61-37. Gators, we are past the halfway point here in the second half.
Difficult for the Gators to maintain their intensity level in a game like this, but I'm sure Billy Donovan will keep an eye on that.
Bonner puts it on the floor to the basket. Banker is good and one. Matt Bonner, the inside-outside threat at 6'10", 240 pounds.
Another guy who does it both in the classroom and on the floor. But the ability, as you touched on, Ian, to do a lot of things on the floor. A tough guy to defend, a tough guy to scout because of his ability to shoot the ball from long range. He kind of lures you out to the perimeter and then able to go by people.
First team All-SEC and first team academic All-American as well, majoring in business administration.
Another one of those guys with a GPA of just under 4, huh?
Yeah. Tip in off his own miss, Eddie Fobbs, tallest player to suit up for Sam Houston State since 7-footer Brad Noble back in 1974-75. He's got 10 points off the bench. Fobbs done a nice job. He's got a presence.
Yeah, he does. He's quick and he's active along the baseline also.
Roberson, a corner 3 for the freshman. And it's 66-39. Chris Jordan, a little bit out of control, loses the ball, but the Bearkats hold on to it. 9:04 to play.
One of the things that's important for the Gators, too, a lot of guys are participating in the offense right now, getting their rhythm, getting their confidence up. And they will need that in the next round as they advance.
You've got a Michigan State team waiting in the wings that was very impressive earlier tonight. On the lob, Fobbs can't finish it. And it's out of bounds. Bearkats hold on to it. Now for Florida, opened the season 18-2. They were ranked #1, first time in school history, on February 3rd. But since then, 6-5, including losses in their last 3 games as Winters climbs the imaginary ladder for the dunk.
What Billy Donovan told us yesterday, his response to that was that, yeah, we've lost some close games the last 3 games. Who were we playing? Pretty good basketball team, so he's not really concerned. They were competitive. Throw a Kentucky in there, and guess what? You're getting yourself ready, even though you have not won the game, still playing competitive basketball.
He also mentioned, and now coaches are going to say this, obviously, but he said that he felt they were a play away in each one of those games. They were 1 play away from turning any one of those losses into a win. And they were all tight losses.
It's a little bit of coach talk, but it's also some truth to that. You have to find a way to win basketball games in the last 30 seconds, especially. Not a concern tonight. It's more of a concern for him right now is to make sure this team keeps their focus for the last 8.5 minutes or so they come in with a good confidence level on Sunday.
Here's Bonner off the curl towards the rim. Fadeaway doesn't go, and Fobbs is able to come up with a loose ball. You know, actually, this second unit has done a pretty good job for Sam Houston State, not only here in the second half, but in the first half as well. Jump shot, a 3 as Chris Jordan cans it from the outside. It's 66-44. Just under 8 minutes to go. From Tampa, timeout. Florida 66, Sam Houston State 44. First round play from the South region. Let's check out the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. 50% from the field for the Gators. Sam Houston State at 34%. And Florida is shooting it at 42% from three-point territory.
And to put that in perspective on the season, the Bearkats go at 46%. So they've had some troubles finding the range against this taller, bigger lineup that Florida has put on the floor against them tonight.
You can check out complete tournament stats at cbssportsline.com or America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. Lee's spin move in the lane. Shot doesn't go, but free throws upcoming. Roderick Winters, some contact. That's his first. David Lee, who is naturally left-handed, but is capable of using his right hand. As the story goes, he broke his left hand back in high school, so he started working with that right hand and developed enough strength that he became comfortable. That was ambidextrous.
Well, sometimes those injuries can work to your benefit, and that's just using your head also to be able to develop the weaker hand.
7:38 to go. Lee has 21 points to lead Florida. Florida with the sizable lead. They're shooting it at 50%, hitting from three-point territory as well. David Lee, 21 points. That's one shy of his career high, which he set against Vanderbilt back on January the 22nd.
I think if you're Florida coming into tonight's basketball game, you didn't want to look ahead to your next round opponent. You wanted to make sure you put this one away.
And Fobbs misses on the dunk once again.
And then once you get this big lead as they have, I think it really now becomes the focus for this last 8 minutes or so. Keep the concentration level up, keep the intensity level up, and finish strongly so you go into Sunday's game with an uplift.
Roberson against Stevenson, loses the ball. Stevenson hits the deck. Good effort. Roberson's got it with 14 to shoot. Dreyer for Lee. Lee, another baseline move. He has been so smooth around the rim.
And the one thing about him too is he's been catching that basketball with his back to the basket, turning, facing up, and he's been very, very patient and deliberate into his move.
And a new career high, 23 points for Lee as the layup goes for Jordan and the foul.
Be very effective at using the look at the patience here, but using the baseline. It goes right by Fobbs, who's a shot blocker, lets him and gives up the baseline. And Lee has been very effective. Started off this evening doing that type of move and really working to get to the glass. And you take a look at the numbers, a career high at 23.
Chris Jordan at the free throw line. And the lefty attempt doesn't go. Rebounded by Nelson, who just checked back in. So they'll go with a three-guard look of Hamilton, Roberson, Nelson, and then up front, it's Lee and Adrian Moss, the freshman. Roberson had it blocked going towards the goal. And out of bounds as Fobbs tried to save it. Florida will retain it with 17 to shoot.
Fobbs has impressed this evening. Very active defensively.
And Florida will hold on to it once again. Shot clock is reset to 35. Nelson is now 3 of 8 from the field. And a timeout is taken. Michigan State, they're waiting. And it looks like they are waiting for the Gators. 70-46. The Florida Gators, the #2 seed in the South, in front of Sam Houston State. Told you about Michigan State and their victory earlier over Colorado. And the Spartans were certainly impressive against good competition. The Buffaloes out of the Big 12.
Not to say that Sam Houston has not played hard and aggressive basketball, but it's a different level with Michigan State. Very impressed with their intensity level, especially in the half-court sets against Colorado.
Nelson loops a pass. Here's Lee going behind the back with the dribble.
Pretty good with the basketball, isn't he? Putting it on the floor.
And Lee shuffled the feet. He slid, and it's a walk.
Fans wanted a foul on that one, but the walk came first. And Fobbs was not going to let him go by him that trip.
Under 6 minutes to go. Now for Sam Houston State. A tremendous accomplishment to get to the NCAA tournament. First time in school history. But it's been a struggle for the Southland Conference. They've had 8 different representatives over the last 8 years. And none of them have come up with a W. Last team from the Southland Conference to win a game in the tournament, 1985. And it was Louisiana Tech. Another 3. This time it's Roberson for Florida. Those were the Karl Malone years. I believe that was his final year at Tech. Hamilton going coast to coast.
The guy's had a pretty good athletic career, huh, Karl Malone? In all aspects of it.
Yeah, you nailed that one.
Boy, I tell you.
75-48. Cole gets it to go. He's got 10 points.
Florida continues to get the rhythm with a lot of participation in the outside shots. Here's Roberson again.
Good looking jump shot. Anthony Roberson, 39% from three-point territory in this, his freshman season, the SEC Freshman of the Year, and a fearless attitude on the court.
This is where you start to think, should we be bottling some of this for Michigan State? You don't want to leave too much on the court tonight, but you can't really play it that way.
13 points for Roberson. Out of bounds, and it's going the other way. Let's look back. 2000 NCAA Championship game. Tom Izzo, Michigan State took on Billy Donovan and the Florida Gators. Spartans' Mateen Cleaves overcame a severe ankle sprain, went on to score 18. Morris Peterson led the way with 21. Cleaves was named Final Four's most outstanding player. That infectious smile as the Spartans defeated the Gators 89-76, earning their second national title.
Well, it's not for a national title, but I think they're going to strap them on and really go after it Sunday. Looking forward to that already.
Lee takes a seat for Florida with a new career high, 23 points. Roberson, same spot, same result, another tray.
And the one thing about it is they're going behind screens on him and allow him to get the rhythm behind his jump shot.
Cole, the leaner, trying to follow it, stripped to the ball and a foul call. 16 points for the McDonald's All-American, Anthony Roberson.
See, he's all alone because no one's kept stepping up around the screens, and Roberson's just reading the play. It's guard play. And I tell you, he has to get a better string on his shorts there, because every time he goes up for the jumper, they get a little lower on him.
Well, he won't have to worry about it the rest of the night. Roberson heading to the bench. And a nice reaction from this Gator crowd here in Tampa.
Oh, how those shorts are different than when I was doing it, Ian.
What are you talking about?
a little larger and more baggy.
Yours was about a quarter of the size. And you were playing with those Chuck Taylors as well.
Not too much on the flashbacks right now. I can't take it.
Do we have any video? No time, sorry. Tried to slam it down, Moss. And Stevenson able to track down the loose ball. Rashid Al-Khalim has come in for Florida. A freshman from Dorchester, Massachusetts. 81-49, Gators. Cole puts it on the floor to the rim. Scoop shot nearly went. And a foul called with 2:55 to go. There was that moment in the first half where maybe, just maybe, you thought Sam Houston State would have enough to hang, but Florida answered with an offensive spurt, 9-1 to end the half. And since then, Bob Marlin's team has been in a deep, deep hole.
That they have, and they've just not been able to get any consistency, and really the consistency has really been at the Florida end, where a lot of guys have chipped in, getting in the handle and shooting the basketball very well.
13 points, 8 rebounds for Cole. We will step aside. Oh, apparently the Matt Walsh look is beginning to catch on here in the state of Florida. I would say that Walsh would qualify as the player that looks most different from the yearbook photo that was taken before the season started, where he had the crew cut going.
Absolutely. If you didn't, thank goodness he had the name on the back of the jersey. Yeah. But it's a good look, though. I like it.
Oh, it's working for him.
Building fan support.
Dreyer, a jumper. Christian Dreyer, such high hopes for the freshman this season, but he missed 15 games with a severe ankle injury. Actually had 2 surgeries, and the fact that he's even contributed has been a plus for Billy Donovan this year. Able to fill the lane, but unable to finish on the inside.
The last 8 minutes or so of this basketball game, it's been like shooting practice for Billy Donovan's squad. More times than not from long range, they've been going down, so the rhythm is there. See if they can continue that for Michigan State.
Sam Owen Chakwa has checked in for Sam Houston State. Under 2 minutes to go. Big Mario Bogan, 6'6", 313 pounds, from Durham, North Carolina, a freshman. And Bogan is going to the free throw line. Well, what Florida has been able to do from three-point territory, 46%, 13 of 28.
That's such a crucial part of their offense also. Just about everybody on their team has the ability to step away and shoot the ball from that range.
Now tomorrow, March Madness rolls on. Second round quadruple header. And we'll whip you around to all the barn burners and buzzer beaters. Check your local listings. And for more, you can always go to CBSSportsline.com. America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. That Notre Dame-Illinois matchup looks pretty good. UConn, Stanford, Missouri, Marquette, all three.
They all look pretty good to me, don't they?
Under 2 minutes to go.
Notre Dame just happy to be there, right?
Oof.
Or they're the dodge a bullet at the end of that basketball game.
Little floater goes down for Shannon, the senior. And his first 2 points of the night. Chris Kapko is coming to the game for Florida. Kapko just carried the ball, no call.
He just came into the game, give him a break.
Stevenson trying to save it to Kapko. In a matchup with Shannon, 8 to shoot. Kapko puts it on the floor. Pass inside, Bogan. And they're just going to let him play.
They sure are. Just let the clock disappear. Hopefully nobody gets hurt in the process.
Foul called as Cole is going to the free throw line. So the Florida Gators will take on the Michigan State Spartans. It's a rematch of the 2000 NCAA Championship, where Tom Izzo took the title. Billy Donovan's team, a surprise that year, going all the way to the finals with the likes of Mike Miller. Brett Nelson was a contributor on that team. Chevrolet Most Valuable Players of the game. Eddie Fobbs for Sam Houston State, and David Lee, a new career high, 23 points on 9 of 12 shooting for the Gators.
I'm still impressed with the effort Lee put in tonight.
Greg Gumbel in New York, in Boston, Indiana by 3, Alabama with the ball, 23 seconds to play. The winner will advance to Pittsburgh. Let's check in with
Bogan, drops it inside, and Moss with a jam. 85-55 Florida. 40 seconds left to play here in Tampa. Jump shot, Shannon, no. Florida moves it ahead with Kapko. And a foul called with 29.4.
Guys on the bench enjoying the show.
From the Sam Houston point of view, Bearkats were hoping to make some history as a 15 seed going up against the number 2. But this one was over early. Kapko at the line. No good. And Fobbs with the rebound. Shot clock has been turned off. Final 25 seconds. Pull up pop. Stevenson for 3. And rebound controlled by the Gators. Moss has got it.
If they opt to go that route, I think you just put it on the floor and get yourself to the rim. And posting up Williams. Here's Petway.
Round upset this season for Florida. They lost to Creighton in double overtime last year, but they handled Sam Houston State with ease here tonight, 85-55, to advance on to a matchup with Michigan State in the second round from the South region. Lee with a career high 23 points to lead the It was a 3-point barrage for Florida. And a strong start to the 2003 tournament for the number 2 seed in the South. 85-55, Florida wins it handily over the Bearkats of Sam Houston State, making their first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament.
And they will meet the Pittsburgh Panthers on